Alright, just about to start heading out on the trip. Pilots arrived. This is the plane behind me. It's a Cessna 185 on floats. And it's going to drop me off on the southern point of Nootka Island. Won't be going into Friendly Cove, but I'll be dropped somewhere along the beach. No idea how deep the water is going to be when I drop out, so it's going to be a little interesting. And should be a lot of fun.
Give me reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones, you won't ache my soul, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down the fire away, away, but I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a push me down to the ground. What goes around comes around. You won't put the flame out, you can't get to me. Say what you wanna say, go take it all away, but I'm here to stay. No, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down the fire away, away, but I'm a heavyweight.
Well, plane's just departed. I don't know if you can see, but that string of driftwood down there, that's the dock where the float plane actually well, docks. So day one, it's 2:12 in the afternoon. Let's go hiking. Come on, give me my camera back. Yeah, I hear you, bird. Oh, I think everybody can hear me. I'm still seeing footprints, so I'm assuming this is the right way to go. Oh. Oh look, there's shit. And the other fun thing is I just got a text message. The other fun thing is that while I was waiting for my plane to come in, a film crew was loading up and heading to the same island as me. Now, I asked them, but they said they have a non-disclosure agreement or an NDA, and they can't tell me what they're filming. But it would be released on a popular streaming platform. So I mean, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, Disney. Oh look, ocean. I think I need to head this direction. Just like that. We're on the coast. All right, well, it's day one on the Nootka Trail. I just finished making up some dinner. Right behind me here, I've got my tent set up with a nice oceanic view. All right, this is the river I have to cross. Unfortunately, the next low tide is going to be at 12:26 a.m. and then it's going to be coming in, and then it's high tide at 6:19. So when I wake up tomorrow, it's going to look like this again. So that means I got to wait until about 12:30 or just after lunch in order for me to cross this river. Still waiting at the first campsite for the tide to go down. Like I said, it's going to be 12:30 p.m. right after lunch tomorrow, when this narrow here is going to be low enough for me to cross. But apparently this is a popular place for forgetting sunglasses as you rest on the beach. But I mean, look at that view. All right, here we are, and the return of the one big fire. Now, there's a couple complaints last time about me cheating and using white gas, so I thought I would take a little bit more serious approach this time, and I'm going to use a homemade fire starter. Now, this is nothing more than a hemp rope soaked in paraffin wax, and it should provide me about 5 minutes of a constant flame once lit. Alright, you can see I've got it lit there, and this is in the wind, so this is relatively windproof. Let's just go ahead and tuck that right into our fire. Now, at the base of this, I've got a really nice dry fir tree that I found. In fact, the needles are actually red on them, and that makes a really good fire start. So now I've got some driftwood as I'm on the beach stacked up over top, and this plank here is acting as a windbreak, so the wind's going to be coming in, hitting this, and then scooping back up and blowing the air back into the fire. And I'm trying to create a little bit of a vortex. At the bed of this, I also have some coals, or some charcoal, sorry, from somebody else's previous fire. And stacked up behind the camera, I've got some larger pieces of driftwood that I'll put on once this gets going. Alright, I think the proof is right there in front of you. I would call this a successful one big fire the non-cheating way. Okay, so in we go, into the brink. Hey, fish. That wasn't so bad. Now let's get over that one. boat. Let's go up there. All right, start of day 2. Just finished the river crossing, so my shorts are nicely wet. Now, just having to do a bit of an inland push through some trees and shrubs and whatnot as I make my way back out to the beach in front of me. And would you look at that? Just like that. Back on the beach. All right, so this buoy here marks the inlet of the trail. I got a little bit of an inland portion to do now, and the inland portion I have to do is scale that in front of me. So let's get to it. All right. Well, that was fun. Oh boy, I think I go this way. This is another itty bitty little rope section, but I think it's going to be just enough to give a bit of a challenge. Okay, I lied. It actually wasn't that bad. The biggest issue was the zippers on my pants, because I'm in cut-off pants, bound on my knee, and I couldn't lift my leg any higher. So that was the only issue. Whew. It's 1:15 on day 2. Just stopping, having some beef jerky, and watching the world go by. I've done about, at this point, 7 kilometers in about 7 hours. It has been one tough slog. I highly recommend doing this trail starting from the north end, not the south. It would be so much easier. just a cool little pond. I think it's actually filled by spray when rocks clash, or wow, I'm tired. When waves crash up against the rocks and the spray comes over top. I think that's what's filling this, because I don't think I can see any other means for salt water to get in here. Alright, I was wrong. That last one was a freshwater. I found a creek feeding it not even 10 meters away. But, whew! Alright, a little bit of a sea cave here. Whew. Walking on seaweed. Whoa. Yeah, my way up there is fast. I'm not moving that log. Still cool nonetheless. For those of you who thought this was supposed to be a coastal hike, like me, you are mistaken. My surroundings is jungle with glimpses of ocean. And this is where I just came down. Oh. I think that's the 6th or 7th rope that I've done so far. Oh boy, aren't I glad to see you. Well, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but right here there's a buoy hanging in the trees. So that's the trail that I need to go, which means I got to get down this. Rope number 9. Alright, now that is the most glorious sight I have seen yet. A nice, slow trickling waterfall. I think I might go stick my head under it, fill up my water bottles a bit. But oh, this is gonna feel so good. Alright, the inland section is definitely a lot more tricky than the beach hikes. Who would have guessed, eh? Oh, which way am I going? Oh. It's definitely very humid. There's lots of bush to push through. Oh, lots of guessing as to which direction you're supposed to go in. And every now and then you find a buoy, which is great. It's like a lifeline. It lets you know, hey, I'm on the right track. Oh. See what I mean? A buoy. You're on the right track. Oh, this has been a lot of work so far. All right, I'm going southbound, northbound, south to north on this trail, and I come across this, So I've got a red marker there and a buoy there, which tells me that you need to be heading in this direction, okay? Now, there is a small trail heading up that way, but that's to Mesquite Point. And so that's not the direction you need to be going. So you just continue walking up this way and you get into a lovely view. And now I can see out over that way that I've got a cliff. So I know this is a cove and I know I don't need to go that way. So I turn around and guess what? I got Masquana Point. Like, okay, well, that doesn't really help me out too much because I don't want to go to Masquana Point. But if people were hiking from north to south, they would get here. And there's kind of a little trail here. And right up in there is the tiniest piece of marking tape I have ever seen. I spent the last 20 minutes looking for that piece of marking tape. All right, this is Lake 2. It's one of the unnamed lakes on Nootka Island. All right, lesson number 1. Wear a tilly hat. It really helps to push all of the bush out of the way, especially when you start getting into the thicker shit. Where the fuck is this going? Excuse my language. Oh, I think I'm still on the trail. At least some sort of semblance of a trail. Oh. Holy shit. Hey, we weren't kidding when you said there might be some bushwhacking. But that's a beautiful view. Alright, so stumbled across a bit of a freshwater stream and I'm only down about 1 liter of water out of my 3-liter capacity, but I've learned to never pass up an opportunity to refill your water. You don't know the next step. And you can tell this one is fresh because you can see the little trickle of movement coming down. So this is coming from inland and then draining out into the ocean. Well, end of the second night, just finished having dinner. I've got my fly partially on right now so that my tent doesn't sweat and cause a whole bunch of condensation that I then have to try and dry out in the morning. So while the sun's still beating pretty heavy on it, I'll just leave the fly open like this. But this is my view.